Hi everyone, it's me, Sailor Saturn, or Sailor Ringrill the Taru here, and today I'm going to talk about, you know, how being the keeper of, end death and new birth, and how some may see that as a bad thing, but it's not. Now, in Sailor Moon, no one talks about me and I don't come up until Sailor Moon S. And all the outer sailor fighters are frightened of me or worried of me. They believe that I don't have any free will. They believe that I will choose to end the world if I awaken, that I just can't help myself. So after Amar and Michelle and first spend half of S looking for the holy stones, which they believe will stop the world from ending. They then spend half of the other half of Sailor Moon S with Trista, seeking out who's the chosen one to work the Holy Cup, but also wanting to stop me from awakening because they got this fear that I'll end the world. And no, that did not happen. What happened? When I did awaken as Sailor Saturn or Sailor Ringworld, what did I do? First, I went and gave Rini's soul back to her. God and Jesus told me to give Rini's soul back to her, so I did. And then I also helped Sailor Moon fight Pharaoh King 90, or, Master Pharaoh King 90, or Overling King 90, which in Sailor Moon S in this world doesn't really doesn't show itself. It seems to be this round thing with arms sticking out. And that was it. I was gone. After God and Jesus working with me and through me and with Sailor Moon, Overling King 90 was dead, gone. And God and Jesus made me start my life again. And the grounds to why they started my life again is because when I was born, I had two souls in me. Well, I had my own soul, but I also had my past life as Sailor Saturn and Sailor Ringworld. On top of that, there was this fiend, I guess, or outsider from another world known as Mistress Nine. Oh, wow. Everyone has names that end with reckonings here. And it would be that being that from time to time would take over me and either make me say or do things that later on I would not even know I did. So a lot of folks, didn't like me. Couldn't make friends. The only ones that seemed to understand or be my friends was, my father, and Kaori Knight. But she was a mean woman who we never know how she started working for my father. Was it before or after the fiend, the outsider, took over him? We'll never know. But she was always mean to me and always told me, you know who did it, you know who harmed someone, you know who broke this thing, stop behaving as if you don't know. Well, I start my life again with my father. And then we go to Sailor Moon Stars, where I start growing fast. I start as a baby, then a walker, then a kid, then a betweener. And somehow it was Sailor Galaxia or Madness that had taken over her many years ago, who had Queen Helena Elena awake, free, and somehow this speeded up my growth, which I don't understand. And then I would go on to help the Outer and the Sailor Fighters when we would fight Queen Helena, but then later on we would then befriend her and forgive her for everything she did, so she could start her life over again. And then after that, I'm nowhere to be seen for a long time after that, until the final fights, the last fights with Sailor Galaxia, or Madness, who had taken over Sailor Galaxia a long time ago. And Sailor Moon Hearst, and Sailor Moon Forever, and Sailor Moon Stars. Yeah, I'm feared again. The Sailor Fighters fear me. The Elder Sailor Fighters fear me, because they said that the Moon Kingdom was brought to an end by the Dark Kingdom, and that I was called in to bring the end to it all. And they were fearful that I would bring everything, I would end everything again. And no, that didn't happen. I opened the door to another Starway, and me and Pharaoh King 90, or Overling King 90, went in that world. And then I'm back in, Forever, helping out the Sailor Fighters. And then Sailor Moon Stars, I'm also back there again. So, why did everyone fear me, and why everybody saw being the keeper of death and new birth as a bad thing? Well, I get it. Death is something that folks are worried of and frightened of, and maybe some have onlook for it, but a lot of folks fear it. And new birth, folks are always worried about what that new birth means, or what is ending and what is beginning. That's it. Hope you like this film, and I'll see you later.